Yes, sir. So speaking of that old Call of Duty, they and when I say they, I mean Activision Blizzard, who obviously we talked about in length last time. Looks like they are going to be bought by Microsoft, and everybody was like, "Oh, well, what's gonna stay? What's gonna go? Oh no, we're gonna, you know." A lot of people freaking out about the future of these different franchises when it came to PlayStation. And they have said, and this is what's funny. This is on Bloomberg. They said, according to 4 people with knowledge of the deal, which I thought was funny. I just thought it was funny to name 4. Like, that sounds like such a low number. When really, like, you actually only need one person. Like, if somebody's going to tell the truth, like, if somebody asks us about this podcast, they're like, and according to one person on Married to the Games, you know what I'm saying? But you're like,
right.
4 just seemed like a weird number.
Right.
They did say that they are planning on bringing the next few, which we don't know what that means, few Call of Duties to the PlayStation as well, including the one coming this year. And Phil Spencer had a call with Sony and said, I confirmed our intent to honor all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard and our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Sony is an important part of our industry and we value our relationship. Now, what I've loved about Phil so far is he doesn't too much feel like a us and them kind of guy. And so this language feels like him. But I think what it's saying is, we talked about this with some other games. I can't remember who got bought that we talked about this, but always it's been PlayStation is the place to play Call of Duty, like the past 2 years or so, something like that, maybe 3 with COVID. I don't remember how many years.
It's been more.
Anything has happened. Yeah, it's been more. And so, maybe there's a little bit of those things still in place, and they're like, listen, we're going to do right by this and keep this going. So it seems like for now we have nothing to be afraid of. Like we said already last week, this is going to take years and years to, come out in the wash anyway.
Right.
But, it's good to know that here's the thing that I don't know. Okay, yeah, Call of Duty's coming the next few. But does that mean that they're going to continue to do yearly releases of Call of Duty? Does that mean that we're going to get one this year and they're going to skip next year and change direction and then get one? So we might not still get one every year, but hopefully still the next quote unquote few Call of Duties will be coming to PlayStation. Chris, what did you think about this?
I mean, that's more than likely, as he mentioned before, their contractual obligation is that they've got that whole PlayStation will get the DLC for the first early and we'll get the beta before it comes out. They probably already had that deal clearly signed beforehand, up through the next 3 iterations, if you count this year. So it's not strange to see him say that because it was a very similar situation when they were buying Bethesda, but yet PlayStation had the deal with Deathloop to have it for, I think, an entire year.
Deathloop.
So, and they honored that, which a lot of people talk about, and I don't know. So they talk as though those deals don't have to be honored when Microsoft's buying them. I fail to believe that a contract that's signed between 2 companies has a clause in it, unless we're acquired, then this deal is off. So I feel like they would have to do that anyways, but it is strange. I saw a couple people say well, Microsoft doesn't have to abide by this. So I don't know what's right or wrong.
Well, you know what? I wonder if there's something, this is a little fishy, but let's just say Walmart buys Walgreens. Now, I don't know if they're already the same company. I'm just choosing.
Sure.
And let's say you had something with Walgreens to where you bought a television from them and then you bought the extended warranty and they said as Walgreens, I know they don't sell TVs, just go with me.
We're going with you.
They'll fix your TV for 3 years.
Oops.
Yeah, exactly. But then Walmart buys them and crushes Walgreens and there is no more Walgreens.
Right.
So I wonder if then your contract was with Walgreens. So, Phil Spencer's going to become the CEO of Activision Blizzard. So I wonder if people are using their imagination saying, well, what if Activision Blizzard goes away? and they just become this other company under Microsoft, would they still have to honor their things? I just wonder if they're trying to think of some tricky way like that. Because I'm with you, Chris. Like if Activision Blizzard said, we're doing this with Call of Duty and with PlayStation, just because they got bought doesn't mean that they can now not do that anymore. They still have to do that, I would imagine. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what tricky way they would have to.
I also think at the end of the day, I like Phil Spencer. I do think ever since he's been the head, I've thought of him as an upgrade over Don Matrick. Mm-hmm. There's several other people on their executive team I think they need to get rid of. I'm not a big fan of, but I like Phil Spencer. However, I will say he's also a master because you can tell he's been coached up and he is a master of
he watches
at
his
times
words.
Either saying a lot without actually saying anything or saying something that is so ambiguous it can be interpreted 12 different ways. And I think this statement can be interpreted 12 different ways.
Yeah,
he talks about honoring the contract. Cool, that's pretty cut and dry. And he says, we value having it on PlayStation and think they're important. It's like, so it's staying on PlayStation or just for the next 3?
Right.
Or like,
and I think he would be like, for now. Yeah, for now. It'll be on there for sure. Yeah, for now.
Mm-hmm. And I don't necessarily begrudge the guy that because, I mean, he's in the position he's in. That's kind of a skill you got to have. But it's like, from a consumer standpoint that wants to know the answers, it can be maddening, but he's good at it. So,
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.